Major problem. Very, very difficult to have long distance relationships. I've done them and they haven't worked out very well. So thank you for asking. Keep asking questions, okay? Libas Love from Cyprus. Hello. David, hi. If narcissists are brought up deprived of all the necessary emotional stimulation needed, is it wrong for me to feel pity on them? You always state that they just don't care about hurting you and they don't have empathy and feelings. So they were raised abnormally. It's not their fault. So people with personality disorders, they weren't raised well. Cluster B especially. There's going to be trauma. There's going to be neglect. There's going to be some abuse. Okay? And I feel sorry for any child that has to go through that. God, it's not easy being a kid. It's not easy, developing into an adult. And we need so much unconditional love and support. And people with personality disorders, especially cluster B, they didn't get that. They didn't get that, okay? And I feel sorry for any child that happens to. But I don't feel sorry for people who abuse others, okay? We hold them accountable, responsible, and we don't accept their behaviors. We accept who they are and don't accept them in our life. Major part of our healing, major part of our healing is compassion, and pity has got some compassion in it, or compassion has some pity in it. So I'm not asking you guys or telling you have to do anything. I'm simply letting you know that you don't have to forgive them, okay? But understanding who they are and why they behave the way they did, and most importantly, why they hurt you. To understand this means we don't internalize it. It alleviates shame and guilt. To have some compassion for them is absolutely beautiful. That you can have compassion for your abuser. You can't get much more mature than that either, okay? And it's a major part of your healing. It seems like it goes in that order. We have compassion for our abuser, and then we have compassion for ourselves. Because I feel bad. I do feel bad for people with personality disorders. I understand them pretty well, and I know and I'm aware of how bad it is for them. On some degree, I'm aware of it a little bit. And it's awful. It must be. It's got to be. The decisions they make, although hurtful and nasty, really show how they feel inside. How we treat others is how we feel about ourselves. So they're treating you like they hate you is because they hate themselves. Awful, awful, awful. And I have compassion for them, but I have so much more for everybody around them. You. And if we can do that for ourselves, we are truly, truly healing, okay? Acceptance, everybody. Acceptance. Acceptance for who people are. Acceptance for our mistakes and how we feel. All these things really, really help us heal and grow, okay? Thank you for your question. Please keep asking me. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Fate Twisted. I don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations, everybody. Thanks. Thank you, David. You have done so much for me. Your kind words have changed my life. Thanks for telling me. Thanks. I have a question. I have parents who are narcissists, and I had a couple narcissists in relationships too. I don't feel normal. I've been working on myself and loving myself. I started my own business and I'm doing good. I haven't dated yet. Sometimes just feel sad about the whole narcissistic relationships I've had with my parents and my exes. Is it normal to still feel this way after going no contact now for a couple years? If you're feeling that way, it's fine, okay? We've got to accept how we feel. We don't have to compare ourselves to others and say, oh, is it normal that other people feel this way? Yes, yes. We all react different to trauma, but everybody's reacted the way you have, all of you out there, okay? And, I get this question a lot, is this normal? Is this normal? None of this is normal. None of this is normal. This is an abnormal situation, okay? And so how we react is normal to an abnormal situation. It's the only way I can explain it. Try not to worry too much. This is why professional help is so important. So important. Your professional, your therapist, your counselor, your life coach will reassure you and let you know that you're okay and start processing through these things to heal from them, okay? You still feel the same way you did after 2 years, okay? Call that a plateau. You hit a plateau. Go get some help so you can keep healing, okay? Best thing you can do. I think it's mandatory. I don't know how anybody can heal from this without talking about it to somebody.
And I don't mean just saying, oh, bad narcissist, they hurt me, hurt me, hurt me. I mean, really, really start processing these things and allowing yourself to feel emotions. And okay, I'm sorry you still feel this way after 2 years. Torture. You don't have to. There's help for you. Okay, go get it. You are worthy of it. Thank you. Old Timer Knives says, I love you, man. You make me more happy. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I really like to see that. That's great. Fate Twisted. Wow, you nailed the relationship with a narc, David. Nicely done. These narcs are just running from themselves. And I love that. I love it. It's so true. You know, I always say they hate themselves. They don't want to look at themselves. And here we are trying to get them to look at themselves, holding a mirror up. And they're like, screw you. It's your fault. You're the bad one. Oh, anything to not look at themselves. And they literally are running from themselves, forming a false self, trying to get you to believe that's who they are so that they believe that's who they are. And Deeper Roots Higher Self again with the recommendation. Says, animals are the best. Look up the YouTube channel of Christopher Amoroso. He plays music to rescued farm animals from slaughter auctions. I've been vegan for the animals environment since 2007, so I love that stuff. There's also a cow cuddling as a therapy form. Oh, awesome. I love animals so much, and they help us so much more than just feed us. Yeah, they really do. They really raise oxytocin, which is going to help you guys heal from this stuff immensely. So the channel, and thank you for the recommendation. The channel is Christopher Amoroso. I'm probably saying it wrong. Christopher. Second name is Ameruoso. Check out his channel. It's really cute. Thank you for the recommendation. Nero Zero, question for you. And you've told me where you are before, and I can't remember. I apologize. Question for you. My affair partner has lied to police about me stalking him again. He's planting letters as evidence. How can I combat this? I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you're ready to end that relationship and not take him back. Get help, okay? We need people on your team to help hold your hand through this stuff. You've got to have some support big time. You need to be told other things, the truth, okay? This can cause a bunch of depression and anxiety and misery. Get a lawyer. Get a good lawyer, okay? And if you don't have good advice for you and it doesn't feel better, get a different lawyer. And you keep getting a different lawyer until you have somebody that makes you feel better about it, that they can help you. And they will tell you what to do. I hate giving legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I can't do that. And I don't want to be held accountable for anybody and what they do if they take my advice. But document everything. When we document things, we timestamp it, date and time, and list what happened. Most importantly, the emotion. This is what people don't do. List the emotion. How does it feel? I feel massive stress and anxiety, and I'm depressed all day, and I have thoughts of suicide, and it's affecting me at work, and all of that, okay, really, really helps in court. If he's planning fake evidence, I don't know how well that will go. I know a lot of you guys are really scared in court about facing these guys, and rightly so. I get it. A lot of times, believe it or not, judges see through this stuff, okay? They've been dealing with narcissists their whole career, okay? And they may not know the label, but they know the BS that they put out there. So I can't express enough. Get professional help. Get some counseling and get a good lawyer, okay? And good luck. I'm so sorry. Try to learn from this so we don't repeat it, okay? Chase the Sun. I don't know where you're from. Tell us where you guys are from, please. Thanks. I just watched your video, Connection, the Missing Component. Where do you draw the line between trying to correct or connect with people and being codependent? I thought in order to overcome our neediness, we have to stop caring what others think. And so the one thing I wanted to say is what I wrote to you down here. I'll just read it. We can value the opinions of loved ones, but try not to invest in judgment. Okay, so when someone knows you and you have a good relationship, we form an emotional connection with them, and that helps them really understand who you are and how you feel, what you need, what you want. They value your opinion, and you really value theirs. That's great. But people not in our interpersonal life that we don't love and we're not committed to, we try not to invest in their opinions, because people that don't know you
and giving their opinion of you often is just judgment. Okay? And we need to start accepting people for who they are, accepting us for who we are, and not invest too much in other people's opinions. Okay? It's a human condition. So don't feel so bad about it. We all do it to some degree. I hope that helps. Please let me know. All right. Hi, David. Megan from the United States. Are you in Texas? I thought you were in Vegas. Yeah, momentarily in Texas right now. Either way, I hope your power's back on and everything is up and running again. Thank you. It is. Would you mind telling us when the cutoff to submitting each week's question so that I can make sure to post my question before then? Yeah, thank you. I make these videos. They come out Monday in the middle of the day, and I'll make it either on Monday or Sunday, typically. So you've got all week. You know, if it's Sunday night, I might miss your question. But if I miss it, ask me again, Megan. It's just always the last video. You're always pretty safe if you just ask a question on the very most recent last video, question answer video. Okay? Thank you for asking. Be looking forward to your questions. And Deeper Roots, Higher Self. Again, hi. A lot of things make sense to me only now. I even started remembering some childhood traumas and feeling those emotions again. Another thing is my narcissistic and probably borderline mother encouraged me to lie at different occasions, but this always felt wrong to me. My thinking was, if people don't like the real me, if my behavior is unacceptable, why should I have to tell people a story? I felt wrong because she always made me wrong. And that's great. I mean, she didn't mean to, but she helped you learn about yourself, didn't she? You know now what you don't like. You know now what doesn't feel good. And you are starting to form your own values, right? Honesty, integrity, respect, things like this. And that's who you are. You let your mom be who she is. She tried to raise you just like herself, not allowing you to express who you are, okay? And now you get to express yourself, okay? You don't have to put up with that stuff anymore. I'm sorry you had to learn the hard way. Thank you. Jaden Riley, Brenda from California. Brenda, hi Brenda. I have two separate questions. First question, I cut off ties with my narc dad years ago. The only one who still stays in contact with him is my oldest brother. Every time my brother talks to him, my brother comes back to me asking again and again if he can give, if your brother can give your father your phone number. You always decline, but your brother gets frustrated and says that you need to get over it and forgive him. So I'm going to stop there. We don't tell people what they need, what they should do, how they should feel, ever, 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 ever. It's all codependent terms. It's immaturity. It's controlling. And what your brother's doing is not looking at his life, and he can't manage his life and the problems he has with your father and you. He's not doing that. It's easier for him to try to manage your life and tell you what you need to do and what you should do. Because isn't that easier, guys? Really, isn't it? I mean, most of us kind of even know what we need to do, and we procrastinate, and we don't want to sometimes, and sometimes we don't do it, and we don't do what we're supposed to do. And it's so much easier to just tell somebody else, right? Oh, you need to do this, 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 and this. What good does that do? Nothing. And if somebody really, really cares about who you are, they'll listen, not tell you. They'll listen to how you feel, not tell you how you should feel. They'll listen to what you want, not tell you what you want. They'll listen to what you need, not tell you what you need. Right? Because what he's doing is going by, what he can only do is going by what he needs, what he wants, how he feels. And he's telling you to do that. You don't have to. I'd recommend not. And we need to form boundaries. And the best way to do it is tell people how you feel and what you want. It's that simple. So you figure out how this feels. You can write it all down in a letter format. Write down all the feelings this causes. And then tell him what you want. And if he doesn't like that, tough. Have fun with dad. We do not give out people's phone numbers. We do not do these things. It's a violation of boundaries. Isn't it? Doesn't it feel violating? Don't let it happen. If he can't understand, then you stop talking to him. Tell him that. Say, if you can't understand and respect my boundaries, then maybe we can't talk anymore. Okay? Don't let him make you feel this way. All those feelings he's causing, don't let him. Make it stop. Okay? And your question was very, very long, which is okay. But I'm wondering if I'm missing something. Why does my dad continue to ask about me? Your dad sounds like he may be dependent and wants something from you. So start thinking about how you were there for him.
whatever that is. Okay, sounds like it. I don't know. But what's interesting is that he can't ask. He can't contact you and ask what he wants and tell you how he feels. Very, very immature, very, very controlling, very, very dependent, and it starts to seem exploitative, right? Your dad has low self-worth. He doesn't feel worthy that he can ask or talk to you. He doesn't like to be exposed and be vulnerable, right? And that's why relationships will not work for him until he learns how to at least be vulnerable to his own children, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ, how scared some people can be. He's scared. He's scared and doesn't feel worthy enough to just be vulnerable and reach out to you. And if he knows that you don't want to, then that's the end of that. Let's have some respect for people and their boundaries, because boundaries are how you feel. And if you cross someone's boundaries, you make them feel bad. Okay? When people say I have empathy, then don't cross my boundaries. Makes me feel bad. Period. And then you said, I don't want my daughters to be anything like I was growing up. Therefore, I get extremely frustrated because I don't know how to explain to them about their father in a productive way so they learn from it rather than suffer from it. Is that possible? The more you understand it, the easier you can explain it. So you start trying to heal and understand it better. That's my only recommendation. I'm glad you're talking to your children. I understand it's hard. You do it in a loving way, in a compassionate way. We don't badmouth dad. You're talking to them to help them navigate the relationship with him. You said you don't want her to be like him. How do you want her to be? The best way you can do is allow her to express herself. Ask how she feels. Ask what she wants and needs. Try not to direct too much and control too much. Okay? Talk to her about her father after she sees him. Try to be honest and get her to be honest and talk about how she feels and try to help her navigate that relationship, because I'm sure she still has to be in his life somewhat, I'm guessing. You might have said here. Your last question, I never nor would ever tell them anything he did to me in our relationship, because that would be a form of abuse to them to hate their father. So I'm trying to go about it in a different way. I just need advice. Is it bad to explain the disorder to our children so they understand? That has nothing to do with them. Rather, I was everything to do with the parent. And I don't think so. You know, you're the parent, so I don't like to tell people how to parent. It's all up to you, Mom. It's age appropriate, right? And it's communicating with love. Okay? Love, empathy, compassion. Be who you are. Be true to yourself. And I love that you're not going to badmouth dad. It will never work. I know you're not going to, but for any of you those out there that's doing it, I'm sure some are that is watching this, it doesn't help to badmouth the other parent to your children. What does help is to help them navigate through the disorder, okay? And it's not wrong. In my opinion, I don't think it's wrong at all to tell the children what's wrong with dad. And that's why he does this, and not because of you, right? It's just how you feel. Very, very difficult, I would imagine. I don't have children, so I haven't had to do that. Very, very difficult. I don't envy parents with that problem. I'm very sorry. But the more you heal from this, the more you understand. And the more you understand it, the better you can explain it to your children, okay? So you keep working on yourself like we all should our whole lives. And keep growing and keep healing and keep recovering. So you can be the best person in the world for your children. That's the best mom. Making mistakes, apologizing, learning, and growing together, all of you, okay? Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Please keep asking questions, okay? That's the end of the videos this week. Thank you again for being patient last week, and I'll make sure these come out every Monday, okay? Thank you, guys. Love yourself first. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.